Hey, it's Friday the 13th, and today we're going to talk about, is SBA funding really exhausted, and how do they even determine that?
Oh, I have an idea.
So we're going to get started, and here we go. Trevor, first let's say hello to some folks.
Hello, some folks.
Hello to Sales and Dee and Josh and Vicky and Sam again. So, all right. First, here is some good news. We had 2 clients approved, like in the last week, I think it was, even one yesterday.
You still having a hot flash?
Oh my God. Do you have to make it more obvious than it already is?
It's pretty obvious.
Hey, Mary.
It's a pretty sensitive microphone. I think we hear you
Hello.
from the menopausal hot flash. Just saying.
Okay, well, let's not get into that.
Michael, do not ask about credit reports.
We had a client who was approved last night for $499,300. He was waiting for 2 years. And we had a client last week. Stop. Do not bring
You
attention.
have lipstick on your... Come on, you got lipstick on your chin. Just want you to know, right before showtime, she was outside digging in the dirt.
That's true, I was digging in the dirt, trying to pick up some sticks and leaf piles and gonna burn that shit later. Oh yeah, where's the gift with the fire? Yeah!
Marion, I am definitely kind, and in fact,
we love Marion.
I took Linda out to lunch today, where she gavoned a pulled pork Italian sandwich, and I gavoned a soft-shell crab sandwich, and we shared a bottle of rosé.
The company paid for it. So I'm not really sure you took me out to dinner, other than you drove there.
Well, someone says we have an audio problem.
I told you to. The sound is cracking. I told you to check it.
I don't know how that is.
I told you use the other mic, the big mic, the mic that has no ego and.
It's too complicated to use the other mic.
Oh, that's true because, okay. The audio is breaking up. Terrific. Because we were going to solve all the problems today, okay? But now we'll have to suffer through it because I think this mic is on its way out. This mic has been with us for a couple of years, listening to us pontificate about EIDL funding. So no big mic for you, Michael. All right. So sorry, folks, about the audio. What are you going to do? That's the thing about when you go live.
I'm starting to have a hot flash now.
Hey, teacher. Nice to see you, Dee.
Can we go back to the topic hand? I know you've already gone off script like massively. Can you go to the tab that has the script on it? Oh, look, this is script.
All right.
Live on YouTube today, Friday the 13th. Back to the Future at SBA. What's next? Linda, funding exhausted? How did the SBA determine that? Trevor has the theory, and it has nothing to do with that special allocation of $350 million.
Oh,
that sounds like a script.
Are you sure you don't have time to that you don't have time to just plug the other mic in? I feel like I'm just so disappointed. You said you tested it.
There's a jack. I did test it. It sounded fine.
Buffer issues, maybe.
I think it's buffer issues. We've been having internet problems here for a few weeks, and Mercury retrograde. Okay.
You owe me a beer. Also today, noted, is May 13th, Friday the 13th. It happens to be our 1-year anniversary of our YouTube channel being monetized, which means we had achieved 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, which is no small feat because it's and so we're very happy about that. So some love emojis would be awesome. It's a broadcast issue. All right.
Who said that?
Spark Omega.
How do you know it's a broadcast issue?
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Sam. Yeah, it's been a labor of love for sure. All right, Miriam, we're going to get... Oh, wait, what is Daniel says close other apps and videos running. What other videos?
Oh, well, hang on. That's on my.
Oh, that's on you?
Computer here.
Oh, what are you doing?
Melinda.
All right. It's perfect now? You can hear us now?
Great.
Fixed. Oh. I'm going to have to edit.
All right. Can I talk about this 350? So,
right.
A couple of things. Let's get this out of the way. Then we can talk about drinking rosé and pulled pork sandwiches again. So everybody appears to know that two senators wrote a letter to Isabella Guzman, the administrator of the SBA, requesting. Thank you, FWA. Requesting that SBA release from some kind of administrative set aside that they had an amount somewhere around $350 million. Apparently, the set aside was in anticipation of a law that's not passed yet, which under that, I think it's Bill. I don't know if it's part of Build Back Better, but it's part of the whole thing that's being debated in Congress. That under that $350 million from the Targeted Advance Program will be reallocated elsewhere outside of the program. And so it appears that SBA and all of its administrative intelligence. Do you see what I did there? That's like military intelligence. They have already set aside the money, even though it's not officially law yet. So what Senator Corden and the other senator have suggested is that SBA release that back into the EIDL program to help all you folks who are not approved yet. We applaud that concept, and we think it's a great idea. As far as we know, it is not done yet. And so the question becomes, how is it people are still getting approvals?
This is the question.
How is it that 1 week ago last night, around 10 p.m. Eastern Time, SBA announced that they had exhausted funds? And yet, this week alone, two of our clients received nearly $1 million in approvals. And other clients are getting requests from loan officers to submit documents.
Mm-hmm.
So here is my theory.
Trevor's theory.
Do we have a banner that says Trevor's theory?
I can.
Well, you have Trevor's theory, so that works.
Oh, it does? Trevor's theory. How do you spell theory?
T-H Trevor. Okay, so everyone out there in the world seems to think the SBA has a very fast way of doing things. I don't know why you all think that. I don't know why you all think that you upload documents today and that the loan officer sees it tomorrow. I don't know why everybody thinks that the senators send a letter to Isabella Guzman on Friday, May 6th, and that, miraculously over the Saturday and Sunday weekend, that Isabella drops everything she's doing and the giant bureaucracy at SBA suddenly becomes way more efficient and fast and effective than it has ever been before. It's nonsense. This bureaucracy is just lumbering along as if COVID never even happened. Still completely out of touch with all the basics of customer service and lending principles and loan processing and underwriting. I mean, I had a file declined this morning for maximum funding already reached for a guy who the cash flow easily qualifies him for $1.7 million. I did the math. It's literally fifth grade arithmetic. Sister Mary Caroline taught me at St. Sebastian's School in fifth grade. And I did the cash flow, and there's a $135,000 net cash flow on the tax return. And after you factor out the payments for the new EIDL at $1.7 million, he has no other debt for the business. Then there's like something like $35,000 of cash flow remaining. SBA only requires $1. So how was he declined? But I digress. So again, this lumbering bureaucracy, in my opinion, to determine that they were exhausting the funds a week ago last night on May 5th, I think what they did, this is my theory, is that Weeks before that, they did an analysis somehow using real algorithmic technology, or maybe just a bunch of knuckleheads in a room with a spreadsheet. And they said, well, look, we've got this many files left in the queue, including your file, Mary, and your file, Vicky. And the file is these files are in the queue. And we have this amount of money left. And we know that our approximate approval percentage, even as it's horrific, this percentage, but let's say that they said our approval percentage is 35% of the remaining queue. So therefore, if 35%, and they know what their average loan size is as well, by the way. And so they know that their average loan size, they know how many files in the queue, they know their percentage of approvals, generally speaking, and they know how much money's left in the bucket. And so they basically do some math, and they go, well, so that means if we approve 35% of the remaining files, we will run out of money by this date. And that's, I think, how they did it.
It's just a theory.
I'm talking now.
It's just a theory. We do know that there are folks that when they get declined, and I want to ask you about this, they get declined and the email says that the funds are depleted, but some people get declined and they don't have the specificity of the reason being funded.
Well, they never do that. Yeah.
No. They are doing it. People are getting declined and it's saying the funds are depleted, whereas people are getting declines, and that is not the messaging behind.
No, nobody's getting a decline letter that I know of that says the funds are depleted. The declines are still coming out with the stupid reasons: unverifiable information, and unable to verify a valid business, maximum loan amount reached.
So then what? So people are saying that then when they get the decline letter, then maybe it's that they log into the portal and there's a big banner that pops up.
There's a pop-up box, but that pop-up box has been popping up for weeks and weeks, reminding everybody that leave Tim's banner up because I want to talk about that.
Yeah, he's actually one of 3 in the last week.
That pop-up box has been appearing for weeks, but basically telling folks, May 6th is the last day to submit a reconsideration, May 16th, the last day for the portal. Last Thursday night, May 5th, somewhere around 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time, that box changed to say COVID funds have been exhausted. And the success story of all success stories is right here on the screen. This guy right here, this fellow right here, Tim, whose truck was on the side of the road waiting for a tow when the email came across that he was approved.
I don't have a picture of that to put that up.
So, and that was somewhere around, 10 or 11 in the morning, Eastern time on May 5th. So, Tim, one of our better success stories here at Aurora Consulting, out of the hundreds of clients we've helped and the over $70 million that we have obtained for folks. So,
yeah.
Where do you want to go have a look at the script again, Linda Ray, since now I've wiped the lipstick off your chin and your hot flash seems to be over, and we can go back to the script. Go ahead, read the script.
Bureaucratic speed for processing and decision making is slower than a snail.
Yeah, so that's what I was just referring to, that everyone out there in the world seems to think that SBA is some kind of bureaucratic light speed engine. It's not. It's not. We have a client, we submitted, he has 27 businesses. We submitted all the paperwork and again, multiple times, and it's a couple of months, and they can't get since November. Since
November, technically and truly, but really a couple of months ago, and we're like, you can't approve one business like of 27. So it's kind of nutty, and they, that was the other thing we've been battling for 2 years and a couple of months. If SBA sent an email, the clients would be like, okay, all right, let's go. And it's like, they're not even going to get back to you as soon as they get it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Even if you submit it, they don't know how to do math, and they don't know how to read their own documents. Marion, I see your question, but what I'd like to do is, folks, if you have questions, hold off. We'll open up for a question and answer.
Yeah.
But we're not going to backtrack, so hold your questions. And once we open
I
it up,
won't see it. If it scrolls up, I'll miss it, and then you're going to have to post it again anyway. Once we open it
up to Q&A, then you'll have to retype your question. And again, as always, we ask you, if you're going to ask questions, please be very specific.
Yes.
And
don't make us work too hard. We're exhausted.
Detail and put it all in one post. Don't do multiple posts because we can't track that.
Yeah.
And last but not least, if you are enjoying our entertainment so far with the lipstick on the chin, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and or give us money, or things like that,
or subscribe to our Aurora Consulting YouTube channel, where we'll be resuming those fun videos.
Yes, we're getting back to that because that's where we're going next.
Yeah. All
right, can we go back to the script, Linda Ray?
The script says,
what's next?
Don't lose hope. And we already talked about how we had $1 million in approvals this week. One, just to give you an idea, because actually someone had asked this on the community tab, one was an increased modification, and that was a client we have had in our pipeline for February last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year.
And it was a perfect application. Exceptional credit, financials,
no late filings of taxes,
document problems,
no amending of taxes.
Nothing wrong with it at all. It still took the SBA 15 months.
And she was approved this week.
This week, yeah.
And the other one was the one that happened last night. And this is a gentleman who was never approved from 2020.
Yeah, he applied originally back in March or April of 2020. He hired us last year sometime after just losing all patience with the process himself, trying to do it. And he
was an amazing client. Well, first of all, he was like, I will pay you more. I'm like, well, you can't. And I'm glad he didn't, because he was approved literally a week later. He was trying to pay us more money.
I want to point out that this fellow that you're talking about, who runs a construction company out in California and employs a lot of people. And he said to us on the phone last night, he said, your hard work, your diligence, your persistence to get me this money is going to help me pay people and keep them working so they can feed their families, and I can pay their salaries and fund their health insurance and fund their retirement accounts.
And I just want to clarify, because I know we're talking about clients, but and every day I have to tell people we're not taking clients anymore. There's no way that we would take anybody's money if we think the next day.
We consider ourselves effectively out of business for this. So, but I wanted to say about this fellow with the construction company and the other woman who was approved on Tuesday. She runs a pet sitting business. Again, she like the construction guy. She employs a lot of people, and she asked for an increase in February. She hired us in February 2021, and we filed the increase request. It was finally approved this week. And Tim, who you saw was here, we posted his name up a few minutes ago. He was the approval I got on the morning of May 5th. All three of these clients were what we call ideal clients. In other words, they did everything we told them to do, and they left us alone to do what we do. And they didn't try to manage our process. And what we kind of done a rough analysis, we discovered that most all of the clients who've been approved, that we've gotten approved, fit into that kind of a characterization. You hire a consultant, let the consultant do their work, and don't try to tell them how to do it. One final note about Tim, who was approved last Thursday. His particular situation, without sharing the nature of the personal details, basically the SBA declined him multiple times, saying he was ineligible for certain reasons, like ineligible for the program altogether. That he and his business were not eligible for the program. And I did a deep dive. I mean, I read the SBA SOP, I read congressional regulations, and to me it was a gray area. And I said to him, look, all we can do is try. And he said, let's give it a shot one more time. And we did, and he was approved. And I'm shocked that he was approved. And it proves what we've always said to people. If you meet the basic eligibility requirements, do not pay attention to the declinations. Just don't take no for an answer.
Don't take no.
And that's why Linda said a moment ago, don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Go back to the script.
Although,
don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Patience, persistence, people. The 4 Ps.
Yeah, the 4 Ps. I have that. We talked. We've exhausted that.
Oh, what you missed one key point. This one right here. Declination this morning, and what did I do?
Yeah, so this is why, and I know DeSales is saying stuff, and also somebody's asking, why did someone need a loan? I don't even get that question, so please stop. And
well, can we stay on the script?
Yeah. So
it's my way of saying to you, let's stay on script.
Yeah. So there was a client who was declined, and he resubmitted. No, you resubmitted. He was declined, and you resubmitted. Yes.
No,
yes.
You didn't even read the script. Okay, because I'm trying not to do all the talking for once. Okay, so one of our clients.
It says, and then Trevor resubmitted
today.
Yes.
You didn't even say that part.
Well, I was going to get there because
that's the important part.
I have a banner.
Oh, she just kicked me under the table hard.
Yeah. Let me look at the banner.
Here's what we want to tell you. If you have received a declination letter after May 6th.
Yeah, because it was declined today.
Yeah. It was declined this morning at around 7:03 a.m. Eastern time. And so I said, let's give it a shot. And we submitted a reconsideration. And lo and behold, we got the acknowledgement email back from PDC Recons like 6 minutes later saying, we have received your request for reconsideration, and processing times can range from 4 weeks for a reconsideration and, 3 to 4 months or something for appeals. And if necessary, loan officer will be applied. I was like, this is as if this is still in business. That's why I said earlier, the speed of this bureaucracy is just slow as a snail. So, in other words, if you were declined, folks, file a reconsideration, send it in to PDC-Recons at SBA.gov and COVID idle increase requests at SBA.gov and send it in today. And
let me just, I know Pearl Girl is, you're rapid fire with your emails, just like, take a deep breath. We've done videos on this where your reconsideration package, first of all, your documents should be pristine. And I've said this before, where your reconsideration package that you resubmit if you've been declined, and listen to me carefully because I will not repeat this, and I'm not making a banner about it because I've said it 1,000 times. 3501, 3502, 4506T, 2202, PO22, your driver's license.
I'm sorry. Why are we doing this? Because we have 1,000 videos here, and we have the roadmap to reconsideration. So, Pearl, visit our website. Linda will put up the thing. We have a product called the Roadmap to Reconsideration.
Yes,
I'm not here tonight to get into the nitty gritty. I'm not doing it.
Listen,
we went out of business a week ago. Okay. We're done.
No, folks. But we're here now. So
we're here, but I'm not getting into nitty.
I'm doing is telling them if you're resubmitting a reconsideration, it needs to be all those documents.
I'm not doing the nitty gritty. So, folks, if your questions are about nitty gritty, please don't. I'm not answering those questions. Okay. We're not here to do that.
All right, we're not being rude.
We have products. Wow, we're being rude. We're here giving away free information, Pearl Girl. So I don't know how we're being rude. You don't have to tune in.
Yeah.
Thanks, Michael. Bingo, Michael. Michael's he's at a church right now at a bingo event.
Hey there, Brendan and Ella. Nice to see you again. Hope you're doing well.
Brendan and Ella, one of our video success stories, right? From watching our videos.
Well, they were last
year.
I think it was last year. I don't even remember now. All right. So that's it. You want to just get to questions because we've covered everything else. I was just trying to tell them what the package is again, but it is in another video.
Well, we have one more script item. 4 Ps.
So, say what it is.
You're supposed to read it.
Oh my God. We obviously are out of practice with our videos. Patience, persistence, process, and people. I don't even know why we're even talking about this. The SBA is so chaotic.
So, Pearl, to answer your question, why we're here, this right here is why we're here. We're here to encourage you as we have attempted to do with hundreds of interactions like this, thousands of phone calls we've done when we were doing free phone calls, thousands of questions we've answered on Facebook and here on YouTube. Patience, persistence, and process, and people. You're one of the people, besides the SBA loan officer who works on your file. Do not take, can we go back to the script point, please? Mm-hmm. Do not take no for an answer. What we're saying to you is, and if you're going to ask us how much money is left, I don't know. I don't work for the SBA. So please don't ask us questions like that. But if you feel like you need a pat in the back to say, hey, I really want to give up, don't. That's what we're here to do, is to encourage you to stay hopeful. Who knows what will happen, whether this $350 million will be released back in, whether Congress comes back, and who knows what will happen. All you can do is as many times and as often as you can resubmit your file or submit it, do it. And don't take no for an answer. The client who was approved last night said to us on the phone, I wanted to give up so many times.
Yeah.
We've had so many clients tell us that when they were approved. They're like, oh my God, I can't believe I got approved. And I'm like, I totally believe you were approved because I kept saying to you, as long as we get the right person at SBA to look at your file, our paperwork is perfect. Mm-hmm. It'll get approved. And that's really why we're here tonight, is to, first of all, to just help you understand this $350 million, as far as we know, has not been released by the SBA administration back into the program. We know there are other people saying that. We also know there are people saying that Congress and the Senate has instructed SBA to do that. Is not true. They have requested the SBA do it.
Do you want to talk about this gentleman saying he was approved, and if they're approved, aren't the funds earmarked by the Treasury that they would receive the funds? Do you have any comments on that?
What is this? I don't understand. He says his increase was funded today.
Then it says, told by 3 phone calls to forget it, all funds exhausted, kept calling.
I'm sorry, Troy.
I don't even know what that means.
The statement you hear makes no sense whatsoever. Sir, was the funds funded? Did you receive a deposit from the United States Treasury today into your bank account? Because that's what it means when you say it's funded. So can you answer that question? All right. Do you want to pop into some Q&A?
Okay, fine. Are you ready for that now?
I am ready.
Because you're like really not in the best mood today.
Well, you know, we kind of sort of went out of business a week ago, and
it was your idea to come on here. So I don't know what the problem is.
I wanted to inspire people, but then when someone comes on our show and tells us that we're being rude,
yeah, well, anyway.
You know, then I have a little PTSD flashback to all the knuckleheads we've had to deal with the last 2 years and how exhausted we are. We've been doing this for 25 months. We're pretty tired.
All right.
Okay. I don't understand. How come we're rude, but the other guy who screams at the camera all the time with the giant watch on his hand, he's not rude? I mean, what?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
The IP was blocked. Yeah. So we have seen that before.
Yeah, Mario, all you got to do there is
send in a letter.
No. What? Okay, let me answer these questions. If your IP address is blocked, this is a classic glitch on the SBA portal. Refresh, clear your cookies, attempt to log in incognito. Go to Chrome and make sure you're using Chrome, by the way, because it tends to be the best for logging into the SBA portal, and restart your computer. You know, there have been some serious Microsoft updates this last 2 weeks, picking up security patches, so maybe you need to update your computer. But this IP address block, it's temporary. If you do all of some or all of the above that I just mentioned, Mario, you'll be able to log in. What do you got next there, Linda Ray?
I don't know. I mean, there's so many.
Miro has a good suggestion for use a VPN. You can use a VPN. You can use incognito on Google Chrome, or just clear your cookies. I mean, or just wait. It's happened to me where I've logged in to multiple. You know, I'll be logging in for multiple clients. You know, on a Thursday morning, and the first one says IP address blocked, like yours, Mario, and then I try 2 more, and they work just fine. Who knows? And then later on, I come back to the first one and it works fine. And I didn't do anything. So Michael Bowen's that shade, though.
I don't know, but
I think he's talking about your lipstick.
I don't know, but
It's not my lipstick.
Miro, does it make sense to? Yeah, you don't.
Well, Miro, thank you, because that's the best question that could be asked tonight. Yes, keep asking. Calling, no. Please watch our videos that we've told thousands of you. Do not call. I stopped calling the SBA somewhere around
2020,
February, March of 2021.
I thought it was sooner than that.
February, March 2021, when on the same day, two different senior loan officers told me, or tier 2 agents rather, told me. One says to me at around 8:30 in the morning, she's like, "Oh, the SBA does not accept PDF copies of driver's license, JPEGs only." Okay. Later that day, different file, different tier 2 agent. She says, the SBA does not accept JPEGs, PDFs only. I don't know who told you that. They were wrong. So do not call the SBA. But certainly, PDC recons at SBA.gov, COVID idle increase requests at SBA.gov. Use the documents that we describe in our roadmap to reconsideration, or our blueprint, which is a shorter version of that, and use those documents. You have to use those documents and prepare them the way we describe them, because that's how we did over $70 million in approvals. What's our next question, Lynn?
I don't know. That's why.
You're welcome, Trina. Were you ultimately approved, Trina? I'm wondering if you were ultimately approved. And if it's, if you were declined 15, submitted for the 16th time. Just keep going until you just keep, folks. That's why we're here tonight. Forget about the portal is closing. Forget about we've exhausted funds. Forget about the letter from the senator. As long as you have an email access, send in the email, use the documents, and prepare them the way we've instructed you to in our roadmap to reconsideration and our blueprint summary of that, where we just tell you how to fill out a 4506T correctly and the other forms to use. Do that and keep doing it until the email comes back and says, this email address no longer exists at the SBA. Okay? It's a government program. It's a government agency. It's not closing down tomorrow.
This is Danny. So Danny, let me know if that answers the question, because that should answer the question.
So Danny, approved on 425. I'm sorry. Can we go back to that? Slow down, Linda Ray. All right. Approved on 425. So Danny, I'm assuming when you say approved, that you actually received an email that said approved.
Yes.
That a loan officer did not say to you on the phone, I'm recommending you for approval. Please don't tell me that a loan officer told you that verbally. As long as you get an email that said you were approved and you logged in and then docu-signed your loan closing agreement, then expect your funding in 3 to 15 days.
You need to chill out. Take a deep breath, man. Michael from Sanctuary Michael from Writer's Sanctuary has a suggestion, but now I can't find it. So, okay. Danny, I've done a few videos and posts about this, because many folks, you're not alone, think when a loan amount is confirmed that Trina. I guess that means you got approved, girl. Doing the approval dance. Still saying that we're not. Yeah, you. Okay. Thank you, Trina.
Trina,
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, now I think I am in a mood to sit outside with a bottle of wine in the fire pit after the show.
Joel. Hey, Joel. Yeah, I'm sure.
Just keep resubmitting, Joel.
Resubmitting. You got everything you need.
They didn't tell you that, by the way. I saw the decline letter. They didn't tell you it was because of the 4506T. Do not pay attention to that. Just keep resubmitting.
Hey, V.
Keep resubmitting. If V, just resubmit. PDC recons at SBA.gov, COVID idle increase requests at SBA.gov.
Yeah.
But if you filed your 2019 tax return in 2021, it's pretty sure you are not going to be approved.
Yes.
Trina, oh my heavens, I'm so happy. Wow. Look you see, folks, this is exactly what we said before. She was declined 15 times.
Yeah.
We told her, stay in there, stay in the game, don't give up hope, don't take no for an answer. She kept resubmitting it, and she followed our advice, And there you go.
There you go.
And Trina, I'm sure through all of that experience, I'm not sure if you were here earlier when somebody called us rude, but I'm pretty sure you saw us being rude on some of our videos, and still you tuned in, and still you were approved, and still you gave us $300. Trina, you rock.
Trina rocks. And I don't know why I can't see. I'm sure there's a sticker, but I don't know why it doesn't show up here when I show it on the banner with here. So anyway, I'm really happy. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, one SBA told me that max was 3 times the amount made.
Yeah, see, Nye is confirming what I just said a few minutes ago. Do not call the SBA, because this is the kind of complete stupidity you get. The maximum amount is 2 times your gross income, which is gross revenues minus cost of goods sold, and that equals gross income. Multiply that times 2, and that's the maximum SBA EIDL, and that's based on your 2019 tax return.
So yeah, Pearl Girl, Trina understands that you have to just keep resubmitting, not take no for an answer, and triple check, quadruple check your paperwork, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate it. Sorry we had a little back and forth there.
Pearl, I would say strongly purchase the roadmap to reconsideration, follow the instructions. What you get there is how my brain as a 30-year veteran loan officer works and how I applied those principles.
April knows.
Preparing documents and submitting documents with no emotion and no politeness and no rudeness either. See what I did there? And you follow the guidance in there and just get that submission in ASAP. Follow our guidance there. Okay. April.
So April, that's why we say don't even call, because then you're going to be on a hamster wheel of nothing, going nowhere. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. So
even calling for a status on your file, you can't get a straight answer on that question either.
We submit. We always submit our documents via email. Maybe we put them up on the portal, but our clients all have a package that Trevor wouldn't let me, enumerate.
It's in the roadmap to reconsideration.
I took the roadmap off the shelf because
we put it back.
The funds were depleted.
So Jaime, I think it's Jaime. Yes, I don't trust the portal at all. Yep. As you saw with Mario earlier, who's getting, can't log in from multiple IP address, lockouts, which is nonsense. There's all kinds of glitches I have seen in the last 25 months with the portal. Always, as a redundancy factor, submit the documents to the PDC recons and COVID idle increase requests email addresses, and I always send it to both. You have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
And then I say reach maximum amount of loan, which isn't true. Well, I'm not sure how you know if that's true. So, but yes, absolutely resubmit it, therapeutic. Resubmit. Do not take no for an answer.
Yeah.
Do not take, this idea of not taking no for an answer, persistence, is not just from our experience working with the EIDL. I was a mortgage banker for 30 years, and a lot of the referrals that came my way as I became more experienced came from people called me up because they had gone to another bank to get approved, and they couldn't get approved, and they were all out of hope altogether. And I'd spend a few minutes on the phone asking them some qualifying questions. I'd run a credit report. I'd say, I don't know why you're not approved at the other bank. I don't care, but I can definitely approve you. And I put a lot of people in the houses that way. And there were many people, on the other hand, who real estate agents, attorneys, accountants, friends, family members referred them to me and later told me, yeah, she's not going to call you because she just thinks she cannot be approved because that bank said no.
Yeah.
And it's, that's where I developed this whole idea. Don't give up hope. Don't take no for an answer. If you meet the basic eligibility requirements, then you're going to be approved. If, on the other hand, you filed an amended tax return, if you filed a tax return in 2021 for 2019, your chances of being approved are practically nil. I won't say you won't be approved because we don't know that, but I find it very unlikely. Because basically, SBA adopted a stance about 3 months ago that everybody who filed late is doing what?
Getting what? I wasn't listening to you.
I know you weren't. It was a test. That was
you mean
a test.
For taxes?
Yeah, if you filed a 2019 tax return in 2021, or you filed an amended tax return in 2021,
give it up. I think you should.
After April of 2021, The SBA is adopting that, so they think you're intending to commit fraud.
We're not seeing anyone get approved. If you've amended your taxes or if you filed in 2021, we're not seeing anyone. We're not seeing the SBA overturning that.
Do you want to answer Miro's question? Because it's all wrong. No, Miro. No. Go ahead.
Miro, what? No. No. The only time we suggest writing letters, or sometimes we call it an affidavit style letter, doesn't have to be notarized, is when there is some kind of confusion with the SBA about a fact that has to do with your company status, or something to the effect that it's not a letter just to say, hey, SBA,
hey, I need the money.
Yeah,
no.
And my paper is correct. No. It's just
an example would be, let's say,
what's an example?
On your 2019 tax return, let's say that it has the compensation to officers, on an 1120 tax return, it says compensation to officers, and time spent in the business, 100% of the time, et cetera. Sometimes we've seen SBA come back and say, oh, well, you have two names over there on that schedule of the tax return, but you only have one person as the owner of the company. And so we've prepared an affidavit that the client signed, which is like, yeah, that other person is an officer of the company, but not an owner, because you can be an officer. I mean, it's astounding. You have to explain this to the Small Business Administration, but yes, you can be an officer and not be an owner. Okay, so that's the kind of explanation, Miro, that you would put into an affidavit format, but not, hey, SBA, you're wrong and I'm right. That's storytelling, and we have said repeatedly, storytelling ain't going to get you nothing. And likewise, you took his banner down, so I can't answer the rest of it. But
it's Mira. Which
it doesn't matter. It's gone.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know who. I don't know who.
So Save a Lot.
I just blocked somebody because they were like, "This is nonsense. The EIDL's out of money." It's like, okay,
all right. Well, listen,
other people are saying it's not.
We got $1 million approvals this week, so Save a Lot. There you go. There's your answer. Keep trying.
So he gets
Don't
blocked.
give up, folks. Do not give up until absolutely. Not because there's a thing on the SBA website or because some other video channel or the folks on Reddit say, you keep going until you'll know when it's time to stop. I promise you will know. So if your name was spelled wrong in your 2019 tax return, Pearl, then you need to make sure that the misspelling of your name matches the 4506T that you prepare. Because if it does not, the IRS will bounce it and the tax credit will not come back to the SBA and your file will be declined.
They will be declined for that. So
and that's explained in the roadmap to reconsideration.
So the other thing is, I know Save a Lot. This question is happening. This question, I'm going to have to do a video separate. Where are we? 43 minutes. Where what we're saying is, because we've had 3 approvals in the last week.
Well, 2 after they said it was out of money.
Yeah, well, and actually 1 on the day that it was announced, that it was approved. I remember that because it was the day or the next day. But anyway, we're just saying keep fighting because, there you go. So Pearl Girl, there you go. For free, we're telling you the problem. You're welcome.
And you see how unemotionally we did that for you? Yeah, listen, Pearl, we used to have a disclaimer on the show where we'd say to folks, listen, we're very passionate about what we do here. And we've helped thousands of small business owners. And often our passion comes off as being rude. We're not. Believe me, Pearl, we have had some trolls here on the show. You haven't seen me be rude yet. We were not rude. I'm happy that we're able to give you some insight. We have videos, Pearl, on how to fill out a 4506T correctly. And we have a guidebook on it. All of that's available. Make sure you have a look at that.
Now, see, I want to talk about Chad and Chad's comment.
Oh, this is a great question.
Chad's question and the entire issue. Okay, I'm glad there's 85 people that I can see that are watching, so I'm glad we're bringing up this now when it's the most people that have been here. What Chad is asking here is exactly the issue of how the SBA can even be running out of money, because you have a contract with the government. If you did not get enough money, and guess what the SBA did? Shorted a lot of people. And when they cap it, then they shorted you, which is why you had to keep going back and asking for more money and waiting and waiting and waiting. There's a contract that says if you, and maybe you'll clarify this because you found a little loophole that maybe is how they're going to.
Okay.
You're supposed to be able to, within 24 months of the original loan date, you're supposed to be able to request more funds if you've not gotten the full 24 months working capital.
So but just Trevor, to be clear there, what Linda just said was from the original date. So if your original date was 2 years ago, then basically right now you're at the end of the 24-month period. If, on the other hand, you're like Chad, who was never approved, and we got him approved recently, then his 24-month clock starts on that date, which was this year. So he, as per the terms of the loan agreement, has up to 24 months from the date of his approval to notify the SBA, quote unquote, as quickly as soon as possible, as per the loan agreement, to request additional funds. That having been said, I was on the phone with one of my best friends, Laura, who's an attorney, very smart attorney, a real estate attorney. And she said, yeah, Trevor, does it say in there that you're guaranteed an approval? I said, no. She goes, well, there you go. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, this is why I love you and hate you as an attorney. But, you know, again, as with everything with this federal program, see, the thing about that I believe about federal, and I've said this since March of 2020, I did government lending. Keep Alfred's up so I can read it. I haven't seen it yet. I did government lend. I specialized in government loans, the FHA, Federal Housing Administration, the Veterans Administration, mortgage programs, as a banker for 30 years. And the one thing I came to learn and believe in all of my heart from early days is that as a taxpayer, you are entitled to receive these funds. Okay? Yeah. You are entitled to participate in the program. If you're a criminal, you are not. But otherwise, you are entitled to be in the program. So therefore, that's what fuels my persistent insistence to say to you, don't take no for an answer. So Alfred, thank you for everything.
What?
Oh, he says he was approved.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo! Okay.
This is Alfred.
Well, with the last email exchange, I wasn't really clear if he was approved or not. So great. Superstar! What up, girl?
Thank you. We love you.
This is why I love this girl. I know you see us arguing in the camera, but we're together 7 days a week. We're inseparable. So, you know, it's gonna be a little static from time to time.
People think we're married. We're not married.
Michael, I'm driving to your house right now. Pow! Bangs onto the moon, Alice.
Oh gosh, what is this? Please, if you're going to have roadmaps for other. Oh, well, thank you very much for bringing this
Miro.
up.
So you want to tell Miro and the assorted company why that's such a great comment, Miro? Woo! Gold star, baby.
Miro. I mean, did I email you before to ask this question?
Get out of my head, Miro. Miro, you're reading my brainwaves.
So this is the deal with the COVID-19 EIDL program and the chaos of that. That's why we had to shut it down because we were really we've never been so unhealthy. It's been very stressful. It's been a really tough 18 months to say the least. So we stopped taking clients in December. And we don't do any more free phone consults because we were actually doing that too.
Let's get to the point.
I want to the moon. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be converting this channel to the EIDL Natural Disaster Program, and we're going to try to help folks who want information on how to get an EIDL loan if there's a flood, fire,
for natural disaster, but not, Miro, for other COVID-related loans. We are out of the COVID-19 business as of a week ago last night. But the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program has been around since 1953, created to assist small businesses and homeowners and renters, by the way, to survive with funding under the program, with a loan to help recoup costs to rebuild or lost revenue. And we are going to adapt everything we've learned over the last 2 years to assist folks whose business was damaged because of a tornado or wildfire or a flood or what else. So, stay tuned for that. That's where we're going.
Tricks.
Not clear why, if you were approved.
I don't think you were approved, or your bank account information is wrong, and that's why you.
How is it 5 months later you haven't received the money yet?
I don't think you were approved. You might have been confirmed eligibility.
It sounds like you were confirmed eligible. And that was all. So, old man, you're referring to December 31st. That deadline had nothing to do with reconsiderations. That had to do with submitting an original loan application. You had until December 31st of last year, 2021, to submit original loan if you had never applied before. On the other hand, if you had applied and you were either declined previously or you were requesting an increase, you had up until last Friday, May 6th, to submit that request. So when you say you were approved, I'm thinking we've seen that a lot with folks, generally speaking, thinking they're approved when actually they get an email saying the eligible loan amount. That is not approved. So, John, you are tapping in again to the theme of our entire show tonight, which is we don't know what you can or cannot do. We are advising everybody to do what we have done that made us successful with over 500 loan approvals and over $70 million. Don't take no for an answer, John. Just keep submitting. As of this morning, I submitted a reconsideration on behalf of a client who was declined earlier today, who was declined at 7 o'clock this morning, and at 10:30, we submitted a reconsideration, and we got the confirmation email back 6 minutes later. Thank you. We've received your request. It can take up to 4 weeks for a reconsideration, up to 12 weeks for an appeal. So therefore, John, as we say to everybody, Pearl Girl, including you, do not take no for an answer. And we have plenty of guidance here on our YouTube channel and our products that we've created, that guidebooks and the roadmap that will teach you how to do what we did successfully for 25 months.
Yep. Alfred's sending an email that he was approved. I'm so happy. This is legit approved. That's the other thing. When you get approved, you are going to get an email and it's going to say approved.
It's going to say approved.
It's going to say approved with a green button. So you can log in and sign the closing document.
Screenshot Alfred's email and take his email address
out. I have a post for it.
And Brenda and Ella, thank you for the $5.
That is going to be some snacks.
So, old man, it was sent to the wrong account. And have you spoken to them about correcting the account? Because there's a way to do that.
Yeah. I'm going to take a screenshot and.
So, Miriam, so unverified business existence, in my opinion, more often than not, is because the tax transcripts are coming back incorrect. These idiots at the SBA are just relying too much on tax transcripts. Transcripts are only supposed to be used as a quality control measure. You know how when the highway cop has the radar, he's going to check people for speeding with the radar. You know what they're required to do by law before they start using and they have to do a written report. They have to calibrate the radar. Mm-hmm. And they have to put a written, radar calibrated at 10:03 a.m. before starting the speed trap. That's all a tax transcript is. It's a calibration. But what we have found is these knuckleheads at SBA, they live and die for the whole loan approval on the tax transcripts. And my guess is that what has happened many times, and this might be the case with your file, is that the 4506T was defective. That means it didn't match your 2019 tax return because it has to exactly match the 2019 tax return. And then it was sent to the IRS. It came back, no record found. And so the SBA says, the business doesn't exist. Hey, Michael, thank you.
You're so sweet.
So
thank you.
Again, we've done the videos here, Miriam. They're here on our channel, and we have the products that you can purchase, the guidebooks that will walk you through it.
Here it is, and I'm gonna take this out. It's where are we? 54 minutes. This is what happens when
you're approved.
You get approved.
Wow, you did that quick, man. You're really good at this stuff.
This is the only thing that happens when you're approved. You will get this email. Period.
Do it again. What does it look like?
Approved.
What is it? It says,
Approved.
Your loan application has been approved.
Has been approved.
If a loan officer tells you verbally they're approving you, that does not mean you're approved.
Oh,
as stupid as that sounds.
I actually, you know what? There is another thing that happens, and I can't do that this fast, but you will get an email with a PDF document that says loan mod letter, and it has.
Not everybody gets that, by the way. Another SBA glitch.
No, it's another. I know, but it's. But what I'm saying is sometimes they get both. But technically, you are getting.
She's doing something fancy over here.
I'm doing.
Then I'm going to answer your question.
I'm going to do another thing here. Here it is.
Here we go.
All right, ready? Because this is what happens. Approved. Just in case I wasn't clear before, that's when you know you're truly approved. Okay.
Okay, so Ariana. Okay, so you say that they have them from you. So I'm guessing a loan officer, please tell me that a loan officer asks you to send the transcripts in, because don't send it in on your own, ever. We've said that for over a year. Do not just submit transcripts on your own. If a loan officer says to you, hey, I'm working on your file and the tax transcript request came back, no record found. Can you get me your transcript so I can verify that you actually filed your tax? And then I will tell the 4506 team, who, by the way, if there is the dumb and dumber of SBA, the 4506 team is the dumber of the dumb, okay? Dumb and dumber. They are morons on that team. And they're gatekeepers. They tell you that your 4506T will not be accepted, and that's nonsense. Can we just go back to Ariana, please? Right, I got it. So Ariana, if that's the case, then okay, I don't know what to tell you what to do other than resubmit.
Yeah.
And if your senator's office is telling you that they're not going to talk to their SBA liaison, call your senator's office back and say, I'm going to vote for the other guy. I'm a constituent, and I want you to get an SBA loan officer on the phone with me. They are not out of money yet. They are still approving loans, and my file is still active. Oh. And Ariana, last but not least, as we have said repeatedly on tonight's show, complete your documents and resubmit them. Do not give up hope. Don't take no for an answer.
There was actually 4 approvals in the last week.
Oh yeah, because we have Alfred now,
and Brian was waiting
which
for
Brian? May 6th?
I think so.
No. That was before.
It was?
It was before May 6th.
Well, anyway, this gentleman was waiting over a year, and 2 years. Well,
Brian,
2 years.
Brian was 2 years.
He was 2 years, and he kept calling his senator, and finally he did get on the phone with the loan officer, and she says, I have to decline your file. He goes, can I please just explain my situation?
Yeah, he had a very strange kind of management.
Yeah, he had a management. Succession
ownership situation, which basically the guidelines said made him ineligible. But when he finally got a smart loan officer on the phone and explained the story to her, she said, oh, I can work with that. Yeah. What are the questions you have here, Linda?
So she said, and they're still funding. Yeah. I have a whole playlist on what a 4506T is. It's the form to request.
You'll have to go through the
playlist, 4506T.
Everything's here in our feed, Pro.
Okay.
Okay, this is a question.
Oh yeah.
No, not weekly. Everything you need to know. Everything, Jaime. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. It drives me nuts when people mispronounce my name, Trevor. Tucker, Terrence, Troy, Clever, Trent, Treasure, Kevin, and Mr. Trevo. So I apologize, Jaime. Everything you need to know is in the roadmap, because it all came out of my head as a loan officer with 30 years experience and also working on so many of these files. And I teach you in the booklet how to think like I think, and how to prepare each document in the way that I have prepared them, that has led to massive success for our clients.
What is this? Well, pointing out 24-month window for not to mention 6 months.
No, don't point out anything to the SBA.
I don't even know what that means.
Never tell the SBA what their regulatory stance should be. All you want to concentrate on is your application. It's all about an application, and a perfect application. So,
yeah. I mean, listen, and it just takes time because our paperwork has been so accurate on so many files, hundreds of files, and still many people had to wait months and months and months. I'm trying to think of the quickest turnaround of an approval. I think it was like 4 weeks or 6 weeks.
Quickest turnaround of an approval?
Yeah.
2 days.
Well,
fastest was 2 days. We had somebody who hired us. He was awesome with his paperwork. We got the paperwork zoomed into the SBA. We filed the reconsideration, and he was approved 2 days later.
Okay. So Sam, I know you had to repost this a few times and then I lost it. So the thing is with a file, there's no one person that reviews a file. And it's not always a loan officer. It could be a specialist, a rep. In this case, I guess a paralegal specialist, which means there's probably a lawyer involved somewhere, which isn't really good news. Sorry to say, but
if it's coming from a legitimate SBA email address, we have a phrase: stop questioning,
start submitting. Always. All right, so let's see.
John Davidson, just real quick. Nobody knows what it means. Nobody knows what unverified means. Just keep resubmitting.
Knows.
April Flamer Harris. Okay.
Okay, for a credit now, yeah, credit explanation. There's a whole playlist on credit scores. I submitted by request same day.
So April, resubmit your reconsideration right now. Do it right now. Like, get off the show. Goodbye, April. It's nice talking to you.
Submit everything that you have and the letter.
Strongly recommend you follow our processes. Trina, who is our success story of the night, was declined 15 times.
Yeah, let's go back to Trina.
She tuned into our videos. She did not hire us to be her consultant. She did it on her own with our guidance on our videos and so forth. And Trina was approved and funded. So
I can't find her email where she said 15 times. But the other thing is there's the credit score playlist here on our channel, which could be right on the dashboard. I think if you just go to Linda Ray and Trevor, youtube.com/Linda Ray and Trevor. There's 2 how to write a credit explanation letter. One was done in the fall of, I think, 2020, and the other one was done spring of 2021. Where do I buy your? Oh, yes. So the roadmap is on our website. I will put the link again. It's I put it in there. Where is it?
Good luck, April. And remember, don't take no for an answer. Patience, persistence, process, and people. And we encourage you to keep going until you absolutely know that it's over. You'll know. I don't know how you'll know, but you will know when it's over. And it ain't over yet.
Dante. The IRS destroyed 30 million tax returns. Was done today.
And I'm not really sure how this is relevant, but
he's just he was responding to
so Dante. I thought it was Dante. I'm sorry, Dante Hinman. I reversed those. I apologize. So Dante, I mean, you point out something very valuable here in the sense that SBA, as I said earlier, they behave as if COVID-19 never happened. The other bubble world that SBA lives in their SBA bubble, is they don't acknowledge at all that the IRS was massively backed up in processing tax returns. And, as recently, I don't know about the news you pointed to today, but as recently as a month ago, the IRS was saying they were backed up by 30 million tax returns. And yet the SBA is accusing small business owners like you all of fraud for people who filed a tax return on time, but the IRS didn't get to it until after April of 2021. And so the SBA is saying, oh, well, you filed late after your EIDL application, so therefore you're attempting to commit fraud. I have an email from an SBA regional representative to one of our clients that said that. The guy filed his tax return in October 2020 under extension, perfectly acceptable. He put it in the regular mail, and when the SBA got the transcript from the IRS, it said received July of 2021. And the regional representative said, well, because you filed your IRS tax return after the April 6th increase window, therefore, we believe you attempted to defraud the government. I mean, she didn't use that word, but basically that's what she said. So
typical Jay, I'm hoping.
You can't, it's not eligible.
I'm hoping you meant 2019 that you started your business, because this is for businesses that were started, created, established prior to January 31st, 2020. Any business started after January 31st, 2020 is not eligible for the program. So I'm sorry about that.
I love comments like this one.
Yes, Trevor. Well, that's because you don't get it at home. All right. So what is this? I said, yeah. Oh, you've seen this? Well, that's good. Because we've not seen it. Well,
Dante, as I pointed out before, we haven't seen it, but we've seen the other side of it, where the SBA has declined to files because tax returns are filed late. So again, what I said earlier is our opinion here is that if you filed your 2019 tax return in 2021, or you filed an amended return without a really, really, really good reason, your chances of getting approved are nearly nil. Not zero, but nearly nil.
Also, Contessa, hopefully you have some proof of the filings of the dates of 2020 in some way, shape,
Get your
or form.
transcript. Send it into the loan officer.
Well,
It's working on your file.
But SBA says IRS processed.
Well, who says that? Because if that's some knucklehead on the phone, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone can get their own transcript. You can send it to the SBA, but they're not going to use it for any other reason. But it is information for you to use. And again, when we say to suggest writing letters, it's for clarification of things like this. Like, I have proof, and here it is, and you want to make a letter and have it as an attachment.
So Contessa, you point out something else over here. So you've been trying to get approved for 2 years. We got an approval last night for $499,300 for a business like yours. He applied in April or May or June of 2020, declined, tried reconsiderations on his own, hired us last year, and we got him approved yesterday. So if you are not submitting the documents in the kind of manner that we do, then I'm not saying this because we're the bee's knees, except we actually are. I mean, we got over $70 million in approval, so we've done something right. We strongly recommend you watch our videos or purchase our roadmap to reconsideration and use that as guidance to make sure that you are submitting the kind of high quality, properly presented package that I have submitted on behalf of our clients.
All right. So let's see. What else? Oops. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
I was wrong for a number.
Don't really understand the question, Jennifer. So if you could retype it in a little more specific.
I think she's got a duplicate application problem.
No, I don't see that here. I
have two applications. This could be.
No, she says getting a number wrong on the application. That's not duplicate. If you could just be more specific and type the question again, Jennifer, because we don't understand it.
So Ebony Allen, we're not taking new clients. We just can't do it. not with the condition of the SBA and how unpredictable they are and unreliable they are. So I'm sorry about that. I think you asked that, so I'm answering that.
Can you put up the link again for Danny, please?
Yep.
And yeah, Jennifer, don't have to apologize. It's okay. We're cool. Just retype the question so we can understand it, and we'll see if we can help you out.
Yeah, Pro Girl, you can't do that. I mean, you can, but they're not going to pay attention to it.
So, Pearl, listen, I'm not being rude because I don't want you to tell me I'm being rude, but I see all of your questions. If you've noticed, we have stopped answering your questions because, as we've told you, we have all the videos here on our channel. We have our products that we've created, and we encourage you to use those as guidance because all of the questions you're asking, we're not going to answer those questions tonight because you're asking all different facets of the program. What should I submit? Where should I submit it to? What's a 4506T? We've asked and answered. So to Johnny Depp, Amber Heard trial.
Been doing
asked and answered, Your Honor.
We've been doing videos for 2 years. May 25th, 2 years on EIDL program. Okay. All right. Let's. Where's the? All right. Yeah, good.
So, Ebony, the portal is not closed yet. I don't know who told you that. The portal closes on May 16th. Trevor trying not to explode. Thank you to sales.
It's so hard. We try so hard. There's only so much we could do. Okay.
So Jennifer, we're just hanging in just because we're going to wrap it up. But Jennifer, if you just retype your question, we want to answer that for you.
Otherwise,
Jennifer George.
We're going to be logging off. And
so to recap, a couple of things. We know a lot of folks out there, including some other YouTubers, are saying that senators have instructed, demanded, told the SBA to use anywhere from $350 to $500 million in money that's allocated elsewhere. That is not true. 2 senators wrote a letter politely requesting that Isabella Guzman and the administration of SBA consider taking those funds, which were set aside for a different congressional aspect, and then putting them back into the program. As far as we know, that has not been done. And we know that people are saying elsewhere, not here on our channel, elsewhere they're saying, oh, so Guzman put the $350 million back in, so there's plenty of money, go get it. That is not true because we have a loan officer email from 10:30 a.m. this morning, an exceptionally good loan officer. He's old school like me. And he said in the email, the funds, it was declinations on a business owner who owns multiple businesses.
Thank you.
And in this case, he said, look, I'm still working on the files. And I understand time is the essence because the money is going to run out unless Congress or there is an administrative reallocation. And he's referring to the $350 million. So we know that internally the 350, at least we believe that the 350 million has not been allocated back in. But whether it is or not, I submitted a reconsideration this morning for a file that was declined this morning, and I got the acknowledgement email back from SBA saying we've received it, we'll process it. So that gives me hope for all you folks who refuse to take no for an answer. Okay, Jennifer, I did when I was approved, so they tried to reach my known change and they denied me. Oh, I see, okay. Okay, so Jennifer, what you want to do is file a reconsideration tonight. Do not wait. Submit it using the original email address that you used on your original application and submit the reconsideration on the first EIDL application number. Compare the two of them and look at the first 4 digits. It'll say like 3000 or 3200 or 3300. The 3000 obviously is the earlier first application. Submit that and do it tonight. And if you have time to view our videos and or purchase our roadmap, use the documents that we recommend.
Yeah.
That We'll get you back into the queue for reconsideration.
We also have a whole playlist on the 2202 form, which is the schedule liabilities.
We helped Jennifer with the 2202.
Oh, good. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Yes. Great. Thank you. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
we
Jane,
really appreciate it.
Thank you. That's so awesome.
We also have our, for folks that don't know, and we have a channel where we're much quieter with our Simple Sense for Small Business, which we will be resuming. I'm happy to say.
Jennifer, there is no automatic reconsideration. I don't know who told you that, but they were wrong. Do not believe anything. Listen, if the SBA person on the phone tells you that the sky is blue, do not believe them. Unless you have an SBA loan officer that says to you, I am working on your file right now for an approval. Anybody else at the SBA, I wouldn't believe them if they told me the time of day. So if somebody told you on the phone that we're putting you automatically in, they didn't do it. You have to request reconsideration. That is the protocol. This is a bureaucracy, and they will adhere to the bureaucratic requirements, which is you must submit an email from the original email address from your original EIDL application using the oldest EIDL application, because you have two. You want to use the oldest one and request a reconsideration. Do it right now.
Also, because of your amazing your amazing comment. Oh, where is it? Yes. I strongly urge you guys, everybody who is still with us, we have a playlist called Finance Friday. And actually, just for kicks and giggles, you'll see how cheesy they are, because we did these videos like 2.5 years ago when we were doing business financing for businesses pre-COVID. And these videos are all aspects of a business loan process. So we were trying to help businesses understand what they need to do when you are applying for a business loan. Nobody watched our videos. Literally, you'll see the videos. There's like 29 views, 39 views. The most, I think, was 152 views. And if people had watched our videos...
Say it.
You would not be going as crazy as you are.
Say it.
You would have...
We did a video about firing your CPA. Did we do one about firing the CPA?
I don't remember.
I think we did. And
it breaks my heart.
So the thing...
So many videos nobody watched, and all the problems were, if they had watched our videos, could have been prevented.
Hang on before you go away from April here. We've learned so much about how all you small business owners run things out there. First of all, a lot of you folks who are classified as small business owners, because you get a 1099, guess what? You're not really a small business owner. That's just because the schmuck that you work for is trying to dodge paying payroll taxes and things of that nature, and they told you they're going to be a 1099. You should look up the rules on irs.gov for what's a true 1099 independent contractor. But we've learned so much about small business owners, even big corporations, and one of the most astounding things we learned, I told you, don't take April away. One of the most astounding things we learned was that the accountants... Are you laughing at me?
I am.
I asked you.
I listen to you. Ever.
Well, you never listen to me. The accountants and the CPAs are horrible. It was unbelievable. So I'm not going to get into war stories, but boy, I got some stories to share. But certainly our Simple Sense for Small Business podcast
Ebony
and
just subscribed.
Videos, thanks Ebony, thank you so much, is all about giving you free information on how you should run a small business. All of the operational stuff, all the shit that you don't really want to deal with. But you really should, because A, it'll make your life a lot easier running your business, and B, you will actually become more profitable, and C, you will actually make more money. Who doesn't want to make more money and have an easier time of it? And that's the whole purpose of our Simple Sense podcast, is to say to you, listen, why are you self-employed, running a small business? If you are stressed out, frustrated, angry, miserable, disorganized, chaotic, and you feel like it's all going to fall apart in 10 minutes, There are some basic things you can do to run a business. Linda owned an insurance agency. I've run a mortgage company. We've run this business here. I ran a music business as well. It's really not complicated. It's just putting foundational elements in place. And that's what we talk about on Simple Sense. And again, you took April away. I wanted to address April. Here we go. Okay. I wish I had found you guys last year before I paid Skip $200 a month. You guys are great. I just wanted to say that out loud because I love that. What that says. I love that before I paid Skip $200 a month.
I just like, Ebony, thank you again. Double down, baby. Yeah. All right. Michael, I love you so much. Oh my goodness.
What else we got, Linda Ray? So we answered Jennifer George.
Here we go. I'm subscribed to that channel. So when you upload and stuff, I'm up in my finance game. Yeah, baby.
Yes.
So I think you're talking about Simple Sense, which we will be resuming, and we'll have some good stuff coming. But again, also on this channel, go to the Finance Friday playlist. And I think I actually we did 2 shows back in 2019. We did Finance Friday and If Then Thursday. And If Then Thursday may have some financing content in that playlist as well. I don't know.
Understand something. Some of the other channels that are out there, and I'm not taking anything away from the quality of the work that Skip does. They do some pretty good stuff. But a lot of those channels, they're looking to sell you stuff, looking to sell you financing-related products and things of that nature. We're literally in it, as we did here on this COVID-19 EIDL channel, to give away free stuff, free information, free expert advice. This is a commitment that Linda and I made to each other on March 18th of 2020. At that time, we had just lost 2 businesses because of COVID. First was my music business. I was playing in restaurants and bars and senior centers and nursing homes all around Connecticut. And obviously that ended on March 17, 2020. And then we had a little financing practice, which was just getting up to steam. And the banks on March 17, 2020 said, we're not lending anybody money until this thing's over. This is before we knew what COVID-19 EIDL even existed. We didn't know what it was. And that next day, March 18th, I said to Linda, we're going to go out there and give away free expert advice because all the sharks, all the scammers, all the crooks and cranks and nut bars are going to come out of the woodwork. Thank you, Michael. And they're going to mislead people. And that is all we have attempted to do for the last 25 months.
Yeah.
Is here on this channel is to give you free expert advice that is accurate.
Yes.
And presented with passion and commitment to your success. And that is
the actual process of applying for a business loan, the actual mechanics, functionality, and techniques and everything to manage this process. We're going to sign off. And this is the last thing I'm going to say. For those who have asked the same question a few times, if you've been declined, resubmit your reconsideration package. Resubmit it, send it to both emails, the COVID EIDL increase and the PDC Recons email. Google those emails. I don't, off the top of my head, whatever. Resubmit.
Jeff Hansen's back. The pizza boy!
Okay, we have to say hi to Jeff. And Jeff's
another one of our success stories.
Jeff waited a long time and almost gave up, and then he got approved. So really, really love seeing you, Jeff.
And I love pizza, Jeff, so thank you.
I'm so glad it worked out for you.
Well, there was something else that Jeff taught me one day, or it was on the show where I don't remember where it was, but we were having some issues with some of our clients. We had a consulting agreement that laid out very clearly what the terms of our contract was to work for people. And Jeff runs a consulting firm also. So he gave me the best advice. He said, when the client is disobeying and contravening the terms of the consulting agreement, and they're asking questions, that are outside the scope, he goes, my answer is, please refer to the consulting agreement.
Yeah.
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 Why give it emotional juice? So,
Yeah. So Jeff is the headphone warning.
Well, thank you all for tuning in tonight.
Thanks everybody.
We will continue doing this for natural disaster loans, and who knows what may come in the next weeks over the COVID-19 program. We may come back on and talk about that. For our purposes as Aurora Consulting assisting with the EIDL program, we are effectively out of business as of May 6th, which was last Friday. And so we not only we're not accepting clients, but we're really not working on any client files. That having been said, stuff is still happening and we're seeing it. And we're giving some of our clients advice, but generally we're seeing what's happening. And that's why we came on tonight to tell you, don't give up hope. Don't
give
take
up
no
hope.
for an answer.
And please, just one thing, if we've given you any information that has been helpful or enlightening, can you just click on the link I just put in the chat and go to the Finance Friday playlist? And even if you put it on a different device on a low volume and let it run in the background, I need YouTube to understand that this is information business owners need to have if they're applying for a loan. So help me and just comment to acknowledge how cheesy these videos are. We had bad audio.
You're welcome, Pearl. You're welcome, Jennifer.
It was fun. So
Jamie, you're welcome.
All right, guys. Everyone,
Pearl Girl for the win with the pizza icon.
Yeah, there you go. All right, everyone, stay healthy, stay well, stay strong, stay patient, stay focused on your business and how you can get as creative as you can while you're waiting for this money. We appreciate you. Thanks for all the support.
Good night, folks.
Bye.